Lost Ark is one of the better MMORPG releases of the last 5 years. It's also one of the only MMOs to have achieved the level of success that it did and also fall off to the extent that it has over the course of the last few years, which isn't really necessarily an attack on Lost Ark, but more just, I think, a byproduct of how bored people have gotten with the same MMOs existing for as long as they have. Smilegate, in an active attempt to rebound from this, announced they are making a sequel, a spin-off. This variant of Lost Ark, which is essentially Lost Ark 2, is supposedly a lot better. It excels in multiple different areas. I've read in official reviews that the housing is 100% better, that the questing is way better, that the cutscenes are way better, the combat's more fun. The game itself, Lost Ark, is built on Unreal Engine 3. That is a hella dated engine. The new version, Lost Ark 2, is officially being built on Unreal Engine 5, which allows for a lot more depth, a lot more complexity, and a lot better game overall, especially when you factor in the load times are going to be significantly better. Lost Ark 2, also known as Lost Ark Mobile, and I know I'm going to lose some of you guys there, is an upcoming mobile MMORPG developed by Smilegate RPG. It is a standalone adaptation of the original PC game. It is built from the ground up using Unreal Engine 5 to provide modern graphics and mobile optimized gameplay. This is not a port of Lost Ark. This is a completely separate game with its own development team and is essentially a standalone reboot. It has an entirely reimagined story. It follows the general narrative of the PC version. It introduces other unique elements. It also introduces new characters, along with potentially, from what I've read, a new Destiny. There are a significant number of quality of life improvements that the PC version just does not currently possess, such as I noted, superior housing systems, an entirely revamped questing system, faster loading times. This version is just vastly superior. And unfortunately, as much as some people don't want to admit it or even acknowledge it, mobile MMOs and mobile games, mobile cross-platform games, not just mobile exclusive, I will immediately admit here, mobile exclusive games are not very good. Having that cross-platform functionality here allows for a much higher quality product overall, because you're going to be playing it on PC. You're going to get HD graphics. You're probably going to have a more PC-friendly UI. You're going to, the control scheme specifically, have a much easier time with actually playing it due to little mobile controls being vastly inferior to the much more easily accessible PC controls. Unlike the original game, which was built on Unreal Engine 3, this version stands out because it is being built with Unreal Engine 5. This results in significantly improved lighting, better textures, higher quality character models. And as you're all well aware, the character models in Lost Ark are already incredible, and enhancing them will only make for a much better game. The game does retain the signature fast-paced, non-target action combat that the PC version has. There is an auto-skill feature that allows for you to easily farm and to easily participate and then subsequently complete the daily content. Although high difficulty dungeons, high difficulty raids are still going to fully require manual control. You're not going to be able to autoplay through any of those. It does include standard mobile touch controls. It also features an optional WASD scheme for people that are playing on PC. It also seems to feature AI mercenaries. You'll be able to summon AI mercenaries to fill party slots for cooperative content. A lot of MMOs seem to be going down this route. World of Warcraft introduced AI NPCs or AI party members. Final Fantasy XIV introduced the Scions as party members that you could take into dungeons as well. More and more MMOs seem to be coming to the realization that players in MMOs just don't want to play with other players in MMOs, which is kind of hilarious, actually. A decade, 2 decades ago, the massively multiplayer online genre was very much so massively multiplayer. 10, 20 years later, the massively multiplayer genre is minimally multiplayer, with very few people actually wanting to engage with other players and then, by extension, participate in content with them. And I can understand why that is. Sometimes you get absolute assholes in your group. Sometimes you get really, really, really low skill players that inhibit you from actually progressing. Sometimes you'll get people that just don't want to learn or listen. And then other times you'll get people that just rage quit, and then you're stuck in a dungeon or a raid and you need to either wait for new people to join or restart it because you can't have that party placement refilled. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. This game does feature some original classes, like the Swordmaster, the Demon Executioner. These were specifically designed for this version of the game. And while set in Arkesia, the story diverges from the PC version to some extent, positioning you, the player, as one who transcends cause and effect, also introducing new antagonists. There are brand new game modes, the Chaos Break, which is a Vampire Survivor style mode, along with mobile adapted versions of raids. A major closed beta test was conducted in South Korea in November 2025, which is last month. This was on PC, this was on Android, this was on iOS devices. While this is going to essentially be a standalone version of the game, and it is going to have mobile crossplay functionality, the PC client of this game is going to be a dedicated client. This is not just a port to an emulator. This is not something that is going to be a port from the mobile platform to the PC platform with mobile UI and mobile controls. This is going to have an actual dedicated client for PC play. While the game is available on mobile, mobile is only one option. A global release date has not been officially announced yet. However, following a South Korean closed beta that happened just last month, it does look as though 2026 is probably expected for Korea. Unfortunately, I wouldn't expect the game to release globally simultaneously. I would hope that it could. I just don't expect it to. Unfortunately, releasing in Asia, whether it's China, Japan, Korea first, is kind of a death sentence for the game. Releasing globally simultaneously everywhere around the world is much more important. Unfortunately, a lot of MMO companies and even a lot of gacha game companies just don't seem to realize the importance of a simultaneous global release and the importance of the global territories themselves, the regions. Ultimately, Lost Ark 2 looks like it could potentially be very good. A lot of fun. A significant improvement over Lost Ark. If you've played Lost Ark, you'll know that this game could very easily have released onto mobile because a lot of the features are mobile adjacent. And a lot of the graphics really aren't all that impressive, especially when you compare it to other games that have released on a mobile, like Wuthering Waves, like Where Winds Meet. But with this in mind, it could very much so just turn into a crappy Korean mobile MMO. But I mean, only time will tell. Right now, what I've read and what I've heard from other people and other players is that the game, or the beta at the very least, was very fun, that everything was a significant improvement over Lost Ark, and that we should be excited. I'm hoping they're right. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.